Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Half the week's over. Thank God it's almost the weekend. Let's see who's all in here. Verbal, Lisa, Vicky, good morning. Never Lose Hope, Nurse Teacher, good morning. Alex V, it is Stacy, Cement Shoes, Misty Walker, Cheryl Lynn, Sapphire, Red Rum, good morning. Hope everyone's having a good morning. I've had like a busy morning. Oh my gosh. I had to go out and get coffee early because I was out. And if I don't have coffee, I'll get a headache. I can't do my live stream without coffee. And then my beagle, Skylar, she's been titty babying all morning. She just whimpers and cries for every single little thing. She is spoiled rotten. Anyways, I got us some topics this morning. I was going to show y'all Bill Cosby's new mugshot. He's not doing well in prison. Also, a little update about Jennifer Dulos case. A little update about the Madeleine McCann investigation. I guess you could call it an update. And I got a couple more things we're going to talk about. This woman was mauled to death by a pack of dogs. And also, there was a cop who was arrested. He had performed an exorcism on his own son. Yeah, he went nuts. He actually had his little girl, had a bulletproof vest on her and had her, he gave her a rifle to stand guard and told her if anyone entered their property, shoot them on sight. It's a crazy story. He must be suffering from some kind of mental illness or something. First off, what do y'all want to talk about first? Oh, let me just go ahead and show y'all Bill Cosby's mugshot. He's not doing well. When he first went in, they took a picture of him and, he's down in the dumps, of course. He's being cuffed and stuffed. This new mugshot that they took of him, they just have to update the prisoner's pictures every so often because their looks can change. But in this new one, he's smiling. His hair's a mess. I mean, he's losing it. I always liked Bill Cosby up until he was accused of all this. I was so disappointed. I grew up watching the Huxtables on TV, and they just had like such a nice little family on that TV show. And I was always like, I wish I had a dad like Bill Cosby. And then to hear that he done these things to women, I was just so disappointed. He's like a role model, I remember him being on Sesame Street. Just look at him. His hair's all disheveled. He don't even look like the same person. I know what they say that he done to women, but part of me, I don't know why. I feel sorry for him because I believe he's losing his mind. But what he was accused of, that was wrong. And I really believe that one lady that was on a documentary I watched, because she told the whole story, like, of what happened the night he drugged her. He had took advantage of her because she had just lost her son a few months before. I believe he drowned. She was out to dinner with Bill Cosby and I believe another friend, and he offered her some pills. She had been drinking wine, and she took them. And, of course, she can't hardly remember anything, just bits and pieces. But they ended back up at like in his office, somewhere like that. And like she is totally out of it. And he just jerks her pants down and rapes her. And I believed it. I believed it when she told the story. I could just see it in her face and hear it in her voice. So disappointing. How old is Bill Cosby now? Good question. Let's go down and see, because I'm sure it says. Picture Bill Cosby, all smiles, a new mugshot taken 2 years into prison bed. He's 83. Never lose hope. This picture was took on September 4th. Prison representatives told TMZ that they periodically update inmates' mugshots as their appearance can change. In September 2018, Cosby was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for sexually assaulting Andrea Constan at his Cheltenham home in 2004. During his trial, prosecutors argued that the comedian had a penchant for drugging and raping unconscious women. More than 60 women have accused Bill Cosby of sexual assault. In September, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court agreed to review his conviction. Cosby's camp has claimed a former Montgomery County District Attorney, Bruce L. Castor Jr., granted the disgraced comedian immunity in 2005 so he could testify in Constan's 2004 civil lawsuit against him. So he was granted immunity for that, and then he still ended up charged for it. Uh-oh. If that's the case, his conviction could be overturned. If he was granted immunity and then, so he could testify during whatever that was, deposition, what was it? Yeah, I think it was a lawsuit. They granted him immunity to testify and then turn around and charged him. So I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, yeah, he used to do the pudding commercials, very Mary. I forgot about that. Jello commercials. I loved Bill Cosby growing up. I was so disappointed. I've never been that disappointed in a celebrity as I was Bill Cosby. You grow up watching him and look up to him, and crap like this comes out, disgusting stuff. Mario, good morning. Nobody takes care of his house in Cheltenham. I think his wife isn't coming back. I thought she's still with him, right? She's still standing by his side. That isn't how it went. I live in that county. Custer didn't think he had enough evidence. Oh, really? This article is saying that they granted him immunity. Then they turned around and charged him. Cement shoes. Tell Melissa good morning. Crazy, crazy. Well, while I'm in here, let's see. Anyways, we'll have to see how that turns out. If it was to be true, he could get his conviction overturned. But Mario's saying that's not how it went down. She hasn't visited him since he went upstate. It seems like I heard that he was getting like dementia. Seems like it to me. Didn't he have like a little outburst in prison like last year? Like after he had been in there a few months? Vicky, yes, Cece, very disappointing. Oh well, Bill Cosby, he ruined these women's lives. I know it. I know it. It just sucks. It sucks. You grow up watching someone, look up to them, and then it comes out how they really are. They're really a monster. When nobody's looking, they're a monster. It's disappointing. Anyways. So let me give y'all the Jennifer Dulos little update. One of the people charged in her case, Fotis Dulos' former attorney and friend, Kent Malhenny, I think it's how you say it, Malhenny, they let him out of jail. They have let him bond out of jail. They have lowered his bond. He has bonded out, and he's going to be going to Florida because his dad's dying. This is a mistake. What if he does what Fotis Dulos did? What if he takes his own life? They should have not done this. I don't see them lowering other people's bonds, normal people, that's not all over the news, and letting them leave the state to go to their dying relatives. You don't see that happening with hardly anyone. Of course, he's an attorney. Probably used to have money. Probably don't have any now. His name's well known. I just can't believe it. I'm really pissed about it. Because I'm afraid, like, he might run. I'm not sure if he's going to have a GPS on. Let's look at this. Kent Mulhenny, who has pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to commit murder, has been held at the Cheshire, something like that, correctional institution since his January arrest. Mulhenny is expected to be brought to state superior court. Okay, this is an old article. So they let him out Monday. His parents, they posted a property bond, property they own in Manchester, and they also gave up like $50,000 in cash. The property they put up was valued at $196,000. The court filing stated that Mulhenny's 86-year-old father was battling lymphoma and prostate cancer that spread to his spine and ribs. This is not the freaking article I wanted. But that's all right. Because they let him out. He bonded out. This is bullcrap. Okay, it says to be released Monday. This was posted 21 hours ago. So this Monday, so he's not out? Okay, yeah. So they're going to bring him in Monday. He's expected to post bond, and he will be fitted with a GPS monitoring device before being released. So his bond was $2 million. And the judge reduced it to $246,000 in cash in real estate. Let him put that up. Hey, Charlie Girl says, good morning. How are you? This is bullcrap. I don't think they should let him out. Like, I hate to hear that anyone's dying, but he could run. He could take his own life. You just don't know. I just don't think it was a smart idea. Anyways, I look for him to do something crazy. I really do. Poor Jennifer. I don't know if they're ever going to find her body. I wish they could, so she could have a proper burial. Her family could try to start grieving. I can't wait till Michelle Troconis and Kent go to court. They're going to be convicted, in my opinion, of conspiracy to commit murder. Michelle's going to be convicted of that tampering with evidence and stuff, too. I believe that Michelle Troconis knew that Fotis Dulos planned to kill Jennifer. Kent knew it, too. They all planned it together. Michelle just didn't participate in the murder. She was supposed to be in the alibi for Fotis. Hey, little Kelly. It's good to see you. Southern Mom. Be safe driving if you're driving, girl. Don't be chatting and driving. It's dangerous. Okay. So let's talk about Madeleine McCann. I saw an article. I saw two this morning. And it says that the German police are hunting for this new suspect, Christian Bruckner's Russian friends, who they say may have helped him kidnap Madeleine McCann. Now, the Sun put out an article, and then this, I think it's called Meow. Now, the Sun sometimes cannot be that reliable. They can get things wrong. So I went with this other article here. It says Madeleine McCann detectives have launched a manhunt for Christian Bruckner's Russian friends who may have assisted him in kidnapping the child. The German police revealed they are searching for associates of Christian B's who he had been in close contact with at the time of Madeleine's abduction. The search is being led by prosecutor Hans Christian Walters, who confirmed the latest development in the case to The Sun Online. The police are continuing to treat Madeleine McCann's disappearance as a murder probe. The 3-year-old mysteriously disappeared from her parents' vacation apartment at the Ocean Club Resort in Praia de Luz, Portugal, on the night of May 3rd, 2007. Christian Bruckner, a 43-year-old pedophile from Germany, was named by authorities in June as the prime suspect in Madeleine's missing case. Walters told the publication, this is what he's quoted as saying, "We know that Christian Bruckner had contact with Russian-speaking people in the spring of 2007 because we want to interview all people who had any kind of contact with Christian B at the time. We are also interested in these men." He did not provide any more details about the men. It is reported that the Russians are two brothers who have links to Spain, and that Christian Bruckner's former girlfriend, who was a babysitter and would often talk about working for Russians. Um, Portuguese TV channel RTP reported that she worked for Russian clients who were involved in the sale of yachts. Authors did not say whether the Russian men were being looked at as suspects or witnesses. Sources revealed that the probe is currently at a make or break stage, as Christian Bruckner's lawyers demand they hand over evidence that McCann is dead. The detectives know the case is hanging by a thread and that the next 10 weeks between now and the end of the year are absolutely vital. They are going to be able to solve the case and find answers, an insider shared. Sources also shared that the cops need a breakthrough within the next weeks, or the case against Christian Bruckner could evaporate. The revelations regarding the Russians came after Christian Bruckner's friend, Manfred Seyfarth, revealed that he was quizzed about them. Seyfarth said, "Police visited me in 2019 and asked me about a murder and asked about two Russians in Spain and if I knew them. They picked me up in Frankfurt and said it was a homicide case, and then asked if I knew two Russians in Spain, two Russian brothers. I told them I didn't know any Russians in Spain," he added. We had earlier reported that Seyfarth revealed that Christian had been nicknamed the Climber, as he was very good at breaking into holiday apartments. Seyfarth also described Christian Bruckner as an evil psychopath and said that he is capable of taking a small child. Of course, he's capable of it. We all know that. He's a pedophile, convicted pedophile, sicko. Seyfarth believes that convicted pedophile Christian Bruckner is indeed guilty of kidnapping Madeleine McCann in Portugal. Seyfarth revealed that he knew that Christian had been robbing holidaymakers in the Portuguese resort the same year as Madeleine's disappearance. The 64-year-old recalled some of their crime runs together and shared, "We called him the Climber because of his skills." So he was out committing crimes with this weirdo. What does that say about him? He knew he was a pedophile, and he was still hanging around him, committing crimes with him, knowing he's capable of taking a toddler. I wonder if he ever came to America. Good question. You know what I was thinking? Like, why do. Hold on just a minute, guys. I got a cough. Why do they just have to the end of the year? Good morning, Yvonne. I mean, like they can't keep investigating the case after the first of the year? I mean, what's up with that? They're trying really hard to get evidence on this guy, aren't they? I mean, when I read stuff like he was called the climber and he had broke into those holiday apartments before, that I mean, and knowing that he's a pedophile, that's what makes me think he's a good suspect. But then another part of me is like, hey, it's too convenient. There was an article put out the other day about police like paying a spy that was like in jail with Christian to get like information. They sent a snitch in, basically. I don't know. It just seems like the German police really, really are trying to get this guy charged for Madeleine's murder. I'd like to know the evidence that they have that believes them that he killed Madeleine. They claim they got that evidence. I'd love to know what all they had. Why all the money spent on this one child? Yeah, and why are the German police so into this case? This happened in Portugal. Hey, Madeleine, how are you, hon? Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you caught me too. Hey, I'm sorry what happened with your channel, girl, but that's wrong. But they'll give your monetization back to you. People so crappy on here. Sometimes it's just YouTube glitch or something else. We still got to do those Ken and Barbie murders. We got to set that up and do it. Hey, you should come to my Halloween party too. I'm having a Halloween party. Halloween night. If you're not busy with your kids, that is. Yeah, just reply. You'll get it back. Seems like when I first found Diane's channel, she had been demonetized. Like it's been several years ago, but she got it back. Hey, Keisha. I need, is Mandy Hall in here? She knows a lot about this case. And she thinks that they're just trying to set this Christian Bruckner up. But regardless, if he's responsible for Madeleine's disappearance or not, he's still a monster. He's still a weirdo freak. Psycho. Let's not forget, they say that he molested his girlfriend's daughter and filmed it. And they found it when he was arrested for domestic assault. The McCanns didn't have to hand all their bank details. Government didn't make them. Anyone else has to. I think they were on the government payroll for something. Yes. Hey, turquoise kitten. Uh-oh. I've missed a bunch of people. Huh, I'm so bad for that. Sunny side up. Good morning. I think they're using him as a scapegoat, but he deserves it anyway. I agree, Yvonne. If he ever got out, he would harm someone else. Another child, another adult. Now, he was convicted for raping a 72-year-old American woman at that resort a year and a half before Madeleine disappeared. Little things like that is what, I'm like, gosh, he's such a good suspect. But then again, it's like all too convenient. Yeah, check it out Halloween night, Madeleine, about 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a Halloween party. I'm going to be Carol freaking Baskin. Y'all don't want to miss it. I'm also going to be entering Diane's costume contest. I got to get something funny wrote down, because it's going to be a funny video because I'm not going to be scary. I want to win. Okay. Anyways, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Christian's lawyer wants the evidence. He wants the evidence they say that they have that Madeleine's dead. They also say that they have some phone records, cell phone records, and that Christian was in the area the night Madeleine disappeared. If he really was there, really, he probably did take her. But it's a little bit too convenient. I hope you have a great day too, Natalie. Maybe you can read from her cringe diary. Oh, yeah. Maybe I can read that video we listened to yesterday, when she was telling us all about her sexual experience with her ex lover. Oh my gosh, guys. I went back to listen to that to see if y'all, if it was playing it good for y'all, if you could hear it. I got sick again. Mario, welcome to the membership. Welcome to Southern Royalty. Mario, I was just watching about a case. I think it's up in your area. I'm not real for sure what state you're in. I got a good idea. But this was in Tompkins County, New York. I mean, that town is cursed up there. They've had several murders happen there in this small town. Natalie, if you go down to the description, I have the membership link there. If anyone else has if Alex is in here, she'll share it. Oh, yeah, we're having a members meeting tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll make a members post with the link. And I think if it shouldn't ask you for a code, but a few people, it has done that too. And I think it's just like the last 10 numbers of the link. It should just let you come right on in. Hey, Natalie D, welcome to Southern Royalty. You should come hang out with us tonight. Mario, all y'all, come and hang out. Thank you, Alex. I know you're busy with the baby, son. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, y'all. I'm digressing. That's my word. Digress. I learned that from another YouTube channel, Auntie's Advice channel. She does 90-day fiance reviews. I love her, and she's always saying that. I digress. So, okay. Now, this next one is about this lady that was mauled to death by dogs. God almighty. I will share her picture with y'all. Oh my gosh, that would be an awful way to die. Speaking of dogs, me and Ladybug was on the porch last week. I went outside to smoke. She always runs out the door in front of me. She went straight over there to the porch rail and was looking over towards the woods, barking. And I looked, and there was that big coyote again. I'd hate to be coming back from the funny farm through that little trail through the woods at night and run into that coyote. That scares me. They'll attack you. They'll kill your dogs too. Coyotes are smart. They will act like that they're going to play with the dog, so the dog will let its guard down, come up close, then they grab them. As horror as dogs maul mom to death on road, one of her feet was completely dislocated from her ankle. And this happened in Alabama. It says an investigation is underway in Alabama after a pack of dogs reportedly mauled a woman to death on Monday. The mother of four, Ruthie Brown, 36, died following a dog attack on Jagger Road in Walker County. She was pronounced dead at the scene. We're not talking about just gaping wounds. Walker County Coroner Joey Bick said one of her feet was completely dislocated from her ankle. Walker County Police said in a Facebook post some of the dogs had been captured. Officials have not yet revealed the breed of the dogs involved in Monday's incident, but Vic said he assumed the dogs are on the larger side. Police said Brown was walking down the road when she was mauled, according to WBMA. It is unclear what prompted or preceded the attack or how many dogs were involved. The Daily Mountain Eagle reported that someone has come forward to claim 2 of the dogs. The dogs will be turned over to the Humane Society as authorities conduct their investigation. According to the Mountain Eagle, police believe the dogs that fatally mauled Brown have owners. It is not clear whether criminal charges will be filed in this case. Oh my gosh, that'd be a horrible way to die, a bunch of dogs tearing you apart. God love her heart. Poor family. She's like, how many kids did it say? 4 kids. 4 kids that don't have a mom because people don't know how to take care of their dogs. We've got a bad wild dog problem here. One time a pack of wild dogs came through our yard, not here, but in my hometown, and there was even little bitty dogs with them. Most of the time people get dogs, they dump them off the side of the road, and they just join a pack. That's how it happens. Wild feral dogs. They can be more vicious than wolves. Actually, my uncle's mare had a coat, and wild dogs killed it just about as soon as it was born. It's true, Sissy, lots of times. Yeah, I got a feral cat problem here. This guy used to live beside of me. This place has been empty probably 7, 8 years now. But he was an older man. He had a bunch of cats. He would just leave his door open. All those cats would run in and out. Most of them was feral. Well, when he moved out, he caught a bunch of them, took them to the animal shelter, but he left a bunch behind. And they lived down here in the woods on the rocks down here. One day I was over at the funny farm and I heard a cat crying. It sounded like a baby. So I went to investigate. I thought it might have been a bobcat. And I looked over the hill and there's a big rock there and there was like a bunch of just feral kitty cats running around. Yeah, they run in packs like wolves. Now these dogs have owners, they believe. I'm hoping that the breed's not pit bull. I'm hoping and praying that the breed's not pit bull. They get a bad rap anyways. Usually when pit bulls are aggressive, it's because humans have made them that way. I find pit bulls to be very sweet. All different breeds of dogs can be aggressive, because all dogs have different personalities. Do y'all remember that case where that man and woman, I think it was in California, they had these 2 pit bulls that used to be fighting dogs. I think maybe they'd rescued them or something. Anyways, they lived in an apartment building, and one of their neighbors was scared of those dogs because they was aggressive. And she came home one day. She couldn't even get in her apartment. They attacked her and killed her. And I believe their owners was lawyers, and they got charged for it. It was a big deal. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, Fanny Ho. That name. Never approach a wild cat. They can be vicious. There's a few living in the graveyard near me. They will sink their teeth right in. Yeah, you don't want to get bit by a cat, especially a wild one, or scratched. You can get cat scratch fever. Get sick. So sad, yes. Charlie, it is. True, CC. They are often used as fighting dogs. The dogs that killed that woman. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that they had rescued those 2 dogs. They got convicted of that too, I'm pretty sure. Gosh, that's been so many years ago. I can't remember all the details, but I do remember that the news made a big deal out of that lady being a lesbian. So freaking what? What's that got to do with anything? It's her business, What does that got to do with anything? The facts are the dog killed her. They viciously attacked her. They tore her apart. And I believe she had made complaints about these dogs before. She was scared of them. Anywho, prayers for her family. Tell you what, if anyone's caught dropping off a dog just side the road, they should be put in jail. And I'd say the owners of these dogs will be charged for something. They shouldn't have been letting their dogs run around freely like that. And sometimes when a dog will attack and there's other dogs around, those dogs will just join in. Just join in for no reason. One time my mom's dog got jumped onto. Um, Unfortunately, it was a pit bull that jumped onto a little spot. And then the other pit bull came running over and joined in too. And I like to never got those dogs off a spot. Hey, faithful one. Okay. Now, let's talk about this cop. I wanted to share this story with you. This guy has to be suffering from mental illness. Deputy father performs exorcism on son, tells daughter to shoot anyone who comes to their demon-filled home. He has to have schizophrenia. And now former Florida deputy has lost his job after he was arrested Sunday on child abuse allegations. According to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Christopher, let me see if I can say this, Doherty, something like that, 37, has been fired from his position as a deputy following a disturbing incident with his children. Christopher allegedly armed his daughter with a rifle and told her to shoot anyone who walked onto their property. An arrest affidavit states that Christopher also performed an exorcism on his son and told his children that the home had demons in it. When police arrived at the home, they found Christopher armed with a gun and his daughter lying down in a shooting position while holding a rifle. Another child had a taser. The daughter reportedly told authorities that her father gave her the rifle, a bulletproof vest, and a Kevlar helmet. He allegedly ordered her to hide in the bedroom while keeping watch. The girl also said that when she woke up earlier that morning, Christopher told her they needed to burn possessed demons in the house. They burnt several items in the drain in the parking lot and performed an exorcism on her brother, the affidavit obtained by ABC 9 read. The girl stated she trusts her father and would have shot anyone who came in. Christopher was subsequently admitted to a local hospital under the Baker Act. He was arrested upon hospital release. He was fired from his position at the Orange County Sheriff's Office for unsatisfactory performance, according to Sheriff John Amina, who didn't go into further detail about the termination. While the deputy was terminated for a pattern of unsatisfactory performance, these are very serious criminal allegations, Mina said. As law enforcement officers, we are held to the highest standards of conduct, whether on duty or off duty. But we are also concerned about the deputy's mental health. I hear Mark pulling in. Lady, don't bark. There's no need. On Monday, Christopher made his first court appearance. A judge barred him from contact with his children and ordered him to surrender any weapons. Oh my gosh, they should have kept him in the hospital. I hope he really did surrender all the weapons, but that still don't mean that he can't get his hands on something if he wanted to, you know? It's a dangerous situation. It seems like he could be suffering from schizophrenia or something. Or on drugs. Maybe both. Hold on a minute, guys. I think I may have my door locked. Let me unlock it for Mark. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had my door locked. He couldn't get in. Hey, I always keep my doors locked. Used to, I didn't, but I do now since I'm really into true crime and know how crazy people are. You never know when a crazy person might show up. Psycho. Anyways, let's see. What else was I going to tell y'all about? Oh, yeah. I saw a story of where this 10-year-old little girl was molested. She didn't tell anyone, but she wrote it down in her diary. And her mom found her diary and took it to police. Now, they're not saying what the relationship is between this guy, but according to the diary entry, he molested her at his home. So I don't know what their relationship is. Let me share his ugly mug. People are so sick. Thank God that she wrote that down in her diary and her mom found it because I don't think she was going to tell anyone. Let's see what it says. 10-year-old's diary entry helps cops catch alleged pedophile and kidnapper. And this happened in Georgia. It says a Georgia man is behind bars after a mother found her child's diary that reportedly laid out disturbing details of molestation. AGC reports that the child's mother filed a police report against 46-year-old David Lee Kenningson of Noonan, according to Coweta County Sheriff's Office investigator Casey Mullis. The victim is 10 years old, the arrest affidavit states. Kenningson is accused of taking the victim to another room inside his home where he molested the child. The victim reportedly wrote out the incident in great detail in the diary entry, prompting police to question and ultimately detain him. The victim went through a forensic interview. He made his first court appearance on Monday. He's charged with aggravated child molestation. A kidnapping charge was added since he allegedly took the child to another room. What's the relationship between this child and this guy? Did they live with him? Her and her mother? So he was arrested earlier this year in March on child cruelty and battery charges. A month later, his wife filed for divorce. So he's in jail without bond. The investigation is still ongoing. Thank God she wrote it down. Great detail. He's a crap weirdo. He needs to be took out and just hung. He's got a history of being cruel to children. Let me see what y'all are saying. Joe Exotic wanted to take some of his animals. Oh, really? Never lose hope. I need to check in on old Carol Baskin today and see what she's been up to. I see she's put up a couple more videos. I don't know if Joe Exotic's going to get that pardon, Never Lose Hope. I don't know if Trump's going to pardon him or not. Probably got more important things to do. I do think he got railroaded on that murder for hire charge or conspiracy to commit murder for hire. I believe that's what he got charged with. Joe, he comes out with some crazy claims. He claims he's been raped since he's been in prison. You don't know whether to believe him or not because, he lies a lot. I like Joe, but he lies a lot. But anyhow, I guess that's all the true crime we're going to do this morning. Let's see what else is going on before I get off here. Did they put up anything new? Police officer 2 weeks from retirement is killed. Another cop wounded. And suspect's child shot in deadly standoff. Oh no. Says that happened Tuesday in Houston. Oh, that's so sad. He was getting ready to retire, and the suspect's kid was shot too. Let's share that. Bless his heart. Okay. The suspect's wife had called police for help twice over the weekend before the deadly shooting, but responding officers said there was no evidence of abuse. A Houston police officer was fatally shot on Tuesday during a violent standoff with a man who had repeatedly been accused of domestic violence. As KHOU reports, Houston Police Sergeant Harold Preston, 65, died after he was shot repeatedly in the head and spine during a domestic disturbance call at a Houston apartment complex Tuesday morning. Law enforcement officials have identified the suspect as 51-year-old Elmer, let me see if I can say his name, Manzano, 51, who was shot in the abdomen and transported to the hospital. Manzano's 14-year-old son was also shot and is expected to recover. Okay, so the kid didn't die. Thank goodness. Additionally, Houston police officer Courtney Waller was shot in the arm. In a press conference, Houston police chief said that the officers arrived at the apartment complex just before 8 a.m. Tuesday, after the suspect's estranged wife had called for assistance. The police chief said the officers, Preston and Waller, and a third officer, spoke to the woman for about an hour in the parking lot. The woman reportedly told police that she wished to safely retrieve her belongings and exit the apartment. ABC 13 obtained police documents showing that the woman had called police twice the previous weekend after she and the suspect had argued, in at least one instance over custody of their 14-year-old son. The report indicates that on Sunday, responding officers found Manzano with 6 bullets on his person, but did not find a gun. The police records show that an officer wrote no assault occurred in the report, though it appears that prosecutors were prepared to bring charges against the suspect. Instead, prosecutors wrote in a charge dismissal slip, officers do not believe offense occurred, according to ABC 13. It is unclear if any of the officers involved in the weekend incidents were among the 3 who reported to the scene on Tuesday morning. The precise timeline of the shooting and police standoff remains unclear, with local reports providing conflicting information. According to ABC 13, the couple's 14-year-old son was with his mother in the parking lot as she spoke to officers, reportedly telling them that she had been locked out of the home. At some point, the boy was able to enter the home and told officers that his father had a gun. Shortly after, Manzano allegedly opened fire, hitting the officers. Officer Preston, a 41-year-old veteran of the force, was taken to the hospital by ambulance, where he was later pronounced dead. According to the police report, more police officers and SWAT team agents arrived to the scene after the shooting, and Manzano surrendered just before 10:30 a.m. as his home was surrounded. ABC 13 reports that an elderly woman was also inside the home and appears to have been unharmed. It is unclear if Manzano or the officers returning fire shot the 14-year-old boy. According to the report, Preston lived with his aging parents, taking care of them in their senior years. He was also engaged to be married. KHOU reports that Preston was only 2 weeks away from retirement. The Houston Police Department is planning his funeral. Oh, that's so sad. I'm glad the 14-year-old is going to be okay. This is sad. The holidays coming up. He's getting ready to retire. And what's up with the cops being called there and they're saying no incident occurred? Gonna have to wait for an update on that because there's conflicting stories. Well, he had so many good things going on. Yeah, sure, he was a father, grandfather, probably. Sad. There's been a lot of officers lost their lives responding to domestic violence calls, domestic disturbance calls, whatever you want to call it. Never lose hope. I already did. She's wearing the same outfit. 4 or 5 of her diary readings. Last night was the poem that she had wrote. Well, she probably records these videos on the same day and just puts up one at a time. Never lose hope. Carol Baskin, she's weird. She's weird. We'll never understand her. Never lose hope. They should at least grant him a new trial. Well, with Joe Exotic, yeah. Because the people that testified against him are just convicts, alcoholics, drug addicts. And I believe, it's my opinion, most of the people that testified against him, like the Alan, what's his name? Grover, Jeff Lowe, all them, you can't believe nothing they say. He should get a new trial just for that, just because they were witnesses, because they're liars. And I believe they set Joe up. Alan did with Jeff Lowe and Carol Baskin. They all wanted him out of the way. Yeah, I like that. Her liary. That's a good one. Silver diary or liary. Um, well, guys, I guess I'm going to get off here and go get me something to eat. See what Mark's doing. Get some laundry done. Get some cleaning done. I gotta go clean out my little goat stall for her this morning. Oh, yeah, channel members. I'll remind y'all again, we got a meeting tonight, 9 p.m. And I will make a post with the link probably about 7 tonight or something. Gosh, my stomach's growling. Anyways, thanks for the chat and welcome new members. You should join us tonight in our Google Meet. We're going to have fun, just chill and talk. Anyways, be safe, be kind, and peace. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place.